Hello, my name is Exxabite, and today I have modified the iron boots to behave more like the heavy boots from Legend of Zelda. Now, the most obvious feature with this is when you put them on, you will go slower. So you'll be slower and you just can't walk as fast. But there is a much more interesting feature, and that has to do with these heavy pressure plates right here. So normally when you stand on one of these pressure plates, it just emits like a little signal. But when you put these boots on, then it'll emit a full signal like this, see? And then I can step over here and then it'll activate. Step over here, I can just walk around activating them, and then I will take the boots off, and then we'll see that it doesn't activate. Now, how this works is when you put the iron boots on, it essentially it'll run commands checking to see if you're wearing iron boots, then it'll give you slowness. And then how this part works is it'll constantly run like at the player, and it'll try to detect if you're standing on one of these pressure plates or not. And then if you are, then it will set the pressure plate that you're standing on to be a power level of 15, causing it to output power. But then there's still a problem with that. As soon as you step off of it, it'll still be set to powered. Like for example, if I were to set it to 15 right now, then we see that it just outputs like that. So we need to find a way to deactivate it when you're not standing on it. And this is actually it's quite a difficult problem, because you can't like check to see all of the different pressure plates in the world and all the different blocks. That would be pretty much impossible. So how we do it is we will then, when you step on it, it checks to see if you're standing on the pressure plate. If you are, then it activates the pressure plate. Then, using the execute command, it then shifts the command so that it runs at the location of this pressure plate, whether or not the player is there. So then, from then on, it checks to see if the player is within the block. And then, if the player leaves the block, then it detects that the player has left, it'll deactivate the pressure plate, and then continue to go on and check whether or not the player is standing on one. So we can walk through here, and this one's jammed, so all we have to do is take off the boots, and then it'll deactivate. But then we can put them on, we can activate all the different pressure plates we like. Personally, I think this came out pretty well. It's very efficient, and there's no entities involved, and as far as I'm aware, it should work with multiplayer. So yeah, this seems like it would be very useful for like adventure maps, and just like it's a nice custom mechanic. But if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye!